to the Malik and the Malika, Brennan and Keelan, to the Amir and Amira, Wilhelm and Tiana, to the Shaikh and Shaika, Declan and Evelyn, to those who have gathered in the marketplace to see these great ones speak, comes before you Nissim, Aven, Darmon, al-Shaikh, who would kneel and answer questions in the presence of the Malik and Malika. Darmon, who was 6th Baron of Bacale, Shaikh of the court of Gregor IV and Vienna II, companion of the Silver Crescent and bearer of the Queen's Glove of Courtesy. Darmon, who is companion of the Salamander and premier of the Order of the Pass Guard. He who was commander of the Bacale Shield, one who 3 times was named champion of the ladies of Bacale. He who is Rav al-Aila of the House of the Stone Fountain, father to the Marquesa of Black Eikerdal and husband to a Queen's Bard. Humbly, he walks into the marketplace to answer the call of his crowd. Nissim aven Darmon al-Shaikh, who brings with him the might and love of the barony of Bacale.
Your Excellency, we sent you forth to contemplate whether you would join the Order of the Pelican and take up the rights and responsibilities thereof. We would have your answer at this time.
I have given much thought to the course of the day. I've had much wisdom, wise thought to me, and after much reflection, I have determined that I will go on much better.
True. You're a member of the Order of Chivalry that will speak for this candidate.
Your Majesty, I am Duke Roger of Stockton. With your permission, I would speak of His Excellency. One of the requirements of our order is perseverance, the ability to endure the pain and frustration of learning a difficult task. His Excellency has fought in the armies of the East for a long time. He has led troops. All this despite a foolish squire separating his ribs when he was just starting to learn how to fight. That perseverance served him well when he was Baron of Bacale. Your Majesty, the East would be poorer for His Excellency's absence. Your Order of the Pelican is strengthened by his addition. Your Majesties, you do well by your kingdom today. I am glad and thankful that I was able to see and participate in this most worthy recognition.
Is there a member of the Order of the Laurel to speak for this candidate?
Your Majesties, Your Highnesses, Your Highness, Your Excellencies. These are the words of Alexander d'Avignon, Tiger of the East and Master of the Laurel. My time as Viceroy of Usgard overlapped with Darmon's tenure as Baron of Bacale. I came to know him as we each worked for our respective groups and as members of House Runnymede. My respect for him grew the longer I knew him. During his time as Baron, the barony was happy and prosperous. As an artisan and a laurel, I was happy to see that the arts thrived in Bacale on his watch. Nor did he neglect his own arts. On one memorable occasion, when Runnymede required a document, it was to Darmon returned. He produced, on very short notice, a letter which did not suffer in quality, although time was short. A perfect example of art and service intertwined. I commend this man to your Majesties as my peer and applaud your wisdom in recognizing him as such.
Thank you. Is there a companion of the Order of Defense that will speak for this candidate?
Majesties, I am Master Thomas Delbrook, and while it would be an immense pleasure to speak on Darmon's behalf, I have someone else's words. Your Majesties, Highnesses, peers of the realm, Excellencies, and most esteemed populace of the East, I am Master Davius St. Jacques, member of the Order of the Golden Rapier, companion of the Order of the Silver Rapier, White Scarf of Primaris, and most relevant to today's affairs, a member of the Order of Defense. I come before this august gathering to lend my words to those who would speak on behalf of Darmon. The Pelican can often be one of the toughest peerages in terms of quantifying achievement. Service, as a founding principle, is not as easily defined as, say, prowess. But it is what the order is defined by. Service isn't always taking the job of feast or event steward. It is not always happily pitching in at the dish sake. Sometimes service is standing in front of the barony and not just keeping it stable, but in fact growing said barony. Actions taken for the betterment of the kingdom, this to me is the basis for the term service. And this man has hove to more times when noses were needed against the grindstone. He hove to and inspired others to do the same. Your dread Majesties, I beg you to recognize this man before you as what he is, a peer of the realm.
Is there a member of the Order of the Rose to speak for this man?
Your Majesties, Your Highness, with your permission, I am Sabine de Crébillon. Although I am not the Lady of the Rose, I bear with me the words of Duchess Gabriella von Ohl. To their Majesties, their Highnesses, and all in attendance, I, Duchess Gabriella von Ohl, send warmest greetings. Regretfully, family obligations prevent me from attending today. However, I am deeply honored to have been asked to send words as a Lady of the Rose on behalf of Baron Nissim. You have undoubtedly heard people say many wonderful things about His Excellency today, and I'm sure his generosity and giving nature is no stranger to your Majesties. Darmon has has dedicated his time to teaching others and passing on his knowledge and skill to better his kingdom and the crown. He has proven time and again that he can be counted on to uphold the values that make this society so special. I met Darmon during my first reign. Truth be told, I was always a bit nervous before a big event. With so many moving parts and things going on, it is absolutely imperative to have trusted and reliable people at your side. Walking up and meeting Darmon was like running into an old friend. His smile and warm welcome were a great comfort. Being kind and courteous isn't something he really even needs to try to be. It's woven into his personality. And it is clear to anyone that knows him that he is never satisfied with being still. Whether it's running events or running a barony, educating others in fighting, and making sure everyone gets the best experience of the game that they possibly could when they are around him. His countless hours of service and dedication to the East speak volumes of his genuine, true heart. In my eyes, receiving a Pelican peerage is one of the more difficult roads to choose. You can't simply practice and get great service in order to be recognized as an outstanding individual. It's not a skill you can do over and over again that gets easy once you've mastered the art. And I imagine it gets harder as you are expected to do more. It's a skill that truly comes from the heart, and without the Pelicans of the East Kingdom, we would be lost. It takes a very special person to devote and give of themselves without ever expecting anything in return. Darmon is that very special person, and I admire and look up to him for all he stands for. I wholeheartedly support Baron Nissim and Darmon in his elevation to the Order of the Pelican. Yours, Gabriella.
Is there a companion of the Order of the Pelican that will speak for this candidate?
Your Majesties, I am Master Colin Monroe of Taccaster, and I beg that honor from my orders. I've known Darmon for more than 18 years. I remember when I met him, I was attending a joint rapier and rattan practice in the barony of Bacale. At that time, he was the knight marshal of the barony. I was a new fencer, but not even yet picked a name. Darmon, I would get to practice sometimes early, and Darmon and I would sit, and he would help me understand the intricacies of the SCA. He taught me and helped me to learn what the difference between a duke, a count, and a baron was. What was the difference between a barony and a shire? Cantons? What the heck's a canton? And don't even get me started on bailiwicks. I camped with Bacale at Penzic, and I have seen him dedicate hours before and after the war just doing and getting things done. Camp needs a new shower, Darmon leads the charge. Stuff needs to be taken to and from storage, Darmon gets the truck, drives it, and sees it loaded. Land agent? Yeah, that was Darmon too. As a quiet, unassuming man, he took to the position of the Baron of Bacale with a fever and a desire to serve. He grew into that position, and by the end of his time on the seat, his voice was the booming voice of a true leader. I watched him do that job, and I've also held that position. I know the work and labor and love that needs to go into being a Baron of a landed group. Watching him helped me do my job better. And while there was a point, he was accused of poisoning the first Baron of Bacale, and of Ironbomb, Larry and Catherine, and causing their demise. Those accusations were never proven. And with joy, it is today that I proclaim Darmon both my friend and my peer.